bon, de tartines partout, bras dessus, bras dessous, en chantant des chansons.
How you doing, everybody?
Si bon,
Here we are, Claudine and Bruce Claudine, founder of Simply for Life. And guess what? This French stew, c'est si bon. C'est si bon is going to be the signature name of our bistro restaurant that's going to be ready to open in a couple of weeks in St. John.
Not a couple weeks, a couple months probably. So c'est si bon means it's so good.
Yeah.
So to us, French is our first language.
And couple means 2 weeks, right? I always get this wrong. Like in 2 months.
Bruce always says a couple of weeks. So he says a couple of weeks for everything, but it doesn't mean literally a couple of weeks. So today we've got a really interesting recipe. It's more of one of those recipes that we just invented by fluke, that you're just tired, you don't feel like cooking, following a recipe, and then we just dumped everything in a pot, baked it, and it turns out to be one of our very favorite vegetable recipes.
And honest to God, we were getting ready to prepare one of our segments, so we changed that night. So we had our David, who does all our audio, videos. He's pretty cool with that stuff. And we're here and we want to film the barn. So he says, why don't you put some food together? Damn, I said, we decided to change it to tomorrow, but here's what we can do. We get some leftovers.
We do some fake cooking. So we were fake chopping, we put everything in, and then it was one of the best things we've had. So
we've been hooked all summer on this recipe. I kid you not, we make it 2 or 3 times per week. It's simple, all with leftover. And the superstar of the recipe is le camembert. Oui, le camembert.
Cheese. And we know how you guys struggle with vegetables. It's one of those requests that you guys have all the time to say, send us some recipes for vegetables. Great to hear from you guys on that last segment we did with the cabbage, the leeks, and all those fun things. But this one is delicious.
You know, I'm a big fan of goat cheese, raw cheese. I just like cheese, but le camembert, I bought it to make a recipe with it, and I just don't like it. You know what? It's about 2 hours. Le camembert actually comes from le camembert in Normandy. So it's about 2-hour drive from Paris. And if you're in that region, most of the sauce, pretty much all the rich sauce that goes with foie gras is with le camembert. Camembert is very high in protein. And what most of you are not aware, you know, we're always like, same thing with brie, but brie and camembert are slightly different. Now the camembert, when you open this cheese, and don't forget I said I didn't like it, the rind, which is called the rind, and the mold, you eat this. You make sure you eat this because it's full of microorganisms, friendly bacteria, it's good for your gut, it's good for your immune system, and there's studies actually it's beneficial for cardiovascular disease. But so Dave is here, we're getting ready to have a segment, we're using our other oven. We have another oven, it's been imported from Italy, 7th generation cast iron. And I'm just like, okay, well, we were cutting vegetables. It's not more complicated than this. By the way, they sell 500 million of these in France per year. It's a very, very popular cheese. So I look at this, I put 1 slice in this bucket. I said, okay. I'll put 2 slices. So really 1/4 of Ile-de-France camembert, and not more complicated than that.
So then we were just throwing stuff. So right here, what's gonna go in here are green beans, mushrooms, tomatoes, onions, garlic, the camembert cheese. We're gonna put goat cheese as well.
We finish it off with goat cheese. And why these vegetables? Because these are the ones we had and we haven't changed ever since.
They were sitting around. So let's just start loading this up. So Bruce put the cheese, the camembert cheese here, and then now you just chop this in 3s?
In half.
Oh, just in half. So just green beans in half. And you know, all the veggies are out. So dump. So it was just a dump. Onions. Maybe you can put the mushrooms in.
Yeah, we had leftover mushrooms. Nothing specific.
And these were all the vegetables that we had. So obviously, if you don't like certain vegetables, you just omit them.
But an amazing recipe that we're blown away how delicious is. I mean, we're always trying to upper game recipes, spend time with chef, culinary schools, and this, it was an accident in pure.
Well, the lucky thing is usually sometimes you create something and then you forget. You don't write it down, but this one was pretty easy. We didn't really need to write it down. So we put the onions there, then tomatoes, about 3 tomatoes, just sliced in 3.
Yeah, that's it.
There, the garlic here, you put the garlic in there. 1 clove of garlic, and then you put the clove in as
not finely chopped it, because then you'll overcook the garlic. I just smash it, put it there. Remember, we just throw stuff in there to make it look good on a video. We were faking it, that's it. So yeah, tomatoes.
And then the tomatoes melt down. It just makes, it was unbelievable.
Now we've done this in the oven since. And in the ovens, you want to have it, remember every oven is different, at 400 for 25 minutes. For the last 5 minutes, I bring it back out. I mix it, okay, give it a little bit of love. And then I put the goat cheese to let it melt. So salt, we all know the health benefits of healthy salts. And olive oil, because we love olive oil.
Are we going to put the kale tonight?
And
a little bit of kale?
A little bit of kale, yeah, why not?
Well, kale or spinach. We have an overabundance of kale, so we might have like kale fatigue. So, but we will put it in for the greens. We already have the green beans in there, but we won't put too much. But you see how that quickly that went in. Bruce, and mix it in.
So, don't be afraid to put your hands in. There's all kinds of microorganisms. This is part of eating healthy.
So make sure you put the salt. Don't think, oh, I need to go low sodium. Salt will bring the flavors together on this. And it's wonderful. So
and that's it. And actually, I put more love into it than I usually do. It's probably because the camera's here. I go fluk fluk. That's it. Put it in the oven. And for us, our wood oven, I'm gonna watch it. And when I feel it's kind of cooked, I'm gonna put some goat cheese, mix it, because then the camembert will have melt, the goat cheese,
the magic happens.
And the magic, the flavor of this dish is just absolutely.
The sourness of the cheese or whatever, it does something magical to the veggies. So they become really luscious and full of flavors. So it goes in. So likely you put in a 400, 425 oven if you're putting a traditional oven. But in our wood oven, the magic's gonna happen. So we're gonna show it to you, just coming right up with the magic of cooking. Okay, and we're back with the concoction of veggies that we've done. It's been cooking down, so Bruce is going to take it out. It's ready to roll. In midway, so how long before you put some goat cheese? Remember how we started with the camembert?
Start with the camembert and finish the last 5 minutes with the goat cheese, because what's going to happen is that's just exploration. Remember, this is our discovery, but we've done this multiple times now. When you cook the vegetables, there'll be a little bit of watery effect. Don't worry about that, right? Leave it as is. And as you get less water cooking, your vegetables are cooking, I put a nice chunk of goat cheese, about 2 ounces. Mix it together, and voila. I just did that actually probably 2 minutes ago. So let's take a look at it.
It's coming out. It smells amazing. So it's very easy and delicious. So you want to be, when you're eating vegetables, you want to be kind of satisfied, right? So many times that we just settle for either a plain salad or broccoli, but
look at this. This is
look at that mixture.
It's and you know, over the years, I remember as an athlete, competitive athlete, eating a chicken breast with rice and with broccoli, boiled broccoli. That's not a way to eat. You gotta have some flavor. You gotta enhance it with spice. You gotta make sure that you know how to combine your food. Okay, I get this, but you have to make sure not to be afraid to explore. And this is a pure recipe that I believe will become a very popular recipe at SFL by discovery, and it tastes amazing. So we're actually excited to be eating our vegetables, and if it makes you drool, you know what, I'm feeling it right now, that's really a good sign. But guess what, we're gonna get all our nutritional needs in this. We're gonna be happy, satisfying. We know where the food is coming from. We're gonna be spending time at the table together, and this is so important. You know, just not the ingredients that you're having in your plate, but to have the ability to every now and then share your food with loved ones, friends, or make new friends, right? Socializing is part of a very healthy lifestyle. You know, we socialize with our dogs, but with Clay and I, we just love to spend a lot of time together, cook our food, and even though we keep repeating the same story, it's just nice to have somebody to share food and share good dialogue about where the food is coming from, how you cook it, how you're going to tweak it. This one does not need to be tweaked at all.
And just especially because we made it by mistake. And just by looking at it, even I remember the first time it came out, we're like, it doesn't look much, but just the flavors, right? So don't be intimidated by what it looks like. Like the tomatoes have cooked down, so it's created the sauce. Then you've got your green beans, you've got all that kind of stuff. But explore, put the veggies
and
that
the garlic took over the juice, so you got something garlicky,
oil,
cheesy,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you get creative in the kitchen. So we're going to enjoy this. We will share this recipe that we've created, and then hopefully you'll try it at home.
Take care. Thanks for following, and don't forget the most important part of this segment:
Like and share.
Like and share. Thank you. Take care.